Hi, I'm Sue Sylvanians, and I make videos about Sylvanian families, also known as calico critters. And I recently bought an item which has been on my wish list for the longest time, and that is the Sylvanian Toy Shop, which was released in the UK by Flair around 2009. This shop was first released in Japan as the miniature house shop with a pink roof, but that is a very tricky one to find. I bought this shop on eBay, and although it didn't come with all the original pieces like on the screen, I have enough in my collection to stock it, and it was a good price. So let's do a setup. It has two signs which show this is the Sylvanian Toy Shop, and they go on the roof and on the side like this. There is a shelf inside the shop, but there's also this cabinet with more shelving and a display case which opens up. I'll just pop that into the shop too. Okay, so now on to what the shop sells, which is tiny dolls' houses. This one isn't original to this shop, and it's from one of the department stores. Next is a miniature version of the Sylvanian kitchen, which itself is based on a real-life restaurant in Japan. That came with this set and can go on the bottom shelf. Next we have two pieces which make up the St Francis Schoolhouse and Library. In this building the library is in the trunk of a tree. Those two can go on the shelving unit too. Okay, so this is a very old box from a vintage Tomy birthday set, and it's a tiny box of furniture for the Sylvanians' own dolls' houses, which is modelled after the traditional green range of furniture. It's all in Japanese, but it's so detailed, and I'm very impressed it's not disintegrated after 30 or so years. I definitely think this would be for sale alongside the dolls' houses. Then this tiny house is modelled after Orchard Cottage, and it's from the Toy Wagon. These two boxes are more Sylvanians for Sylvanians, and depict sets which were available to buy from Tomy as the playground swing set and slide sets. They are just so realistic. Head them the wrong way round. I'll just put one on the shelf for now. These miniature figurines are from Japanese gashapons, specifically this release from December 2022. I bought them on Kobe Japan, and I think of them as collectibles for the Sylvanians. This one is meant to be Freya chocolate, and the box looks very accurate to real life. I just love them. So these can go on the top shelf out of the way. There's also Terry Chocolate, the mother, and Fraser, the father. Oops, knocked off the box in the process, so I'll just pop that back. And finally Freya. This is another house which came with the shop. It's modelled after the Woodland Lodge or large house with red roof. It's quite big, so I'll put that on the built-in shelf. Then that second Tomy box can fill out the shelf. Okay, so another one of the miniatures in boxes. This is Black Cat Daughter, Chantel Midnight. Again, she looks like the actual Sylvanian with the pink details. That can go on the floor just because it's quite tall. I have a lot more of these size gashapon figures, which I keep in a miniature carry case. These will definitely fit with the shop too. In yellow is Saffron Walnut the squirrel, and on the right is Tiffany Golightly from the Silk Cat family. I do wish the dresses were slightly more detailed, but I could always go in with a little paint if I really wanted. And I have just enough space left on the shelf for these. With two babies in front. The one on the right is another Silk Cat, but the bear is so yellow that I'm not actually sure which family he's supposed to be from. Anyway, both are super cute and can go on the shelf too. Then a tiny bit of space for one little baby. This is possibly Creme from the Chocolate Rabbits, just in orange rather than her usual red. Perfect. This display also came with the shop. It's a really nice piece with 2 slots, and I think originally had rolls of paper like wallpaper and rugs in there. This one did come with my purchase, but I'm not sure if it's original, and it didn't fit in any of the included houses. So I'll just roll it up and put it in the display. Yeah, at the back is better. This miniature house magazine is incredible. It's not in the best condition, but has pictures throughout, including Belinda Bright Eyes from the Old Collector Club, and photos of old furniture. I might scan this to create another copy and fold it a little better. But for now, this can go in the display too. These 2 magazines are ones I've printed out from scans online. One's a picture book about a house in the woods, which I thought went well with this shop. And this is a colouring book. I didn't fold that one very well. But yeah, I just thought they would fill out this display a little more. But if you have other ideas of things to put in here, I'd love to hear them. That can just go on the ground. And one final Gashapon figure. This is another Freya, but without the box. So yeah, I think that is stocked enough. I could definitely add more, but didn't want to overfill it straight away. Someone needs to run this shop, and I think Ginger Wildwood should do that in my collection. I think she's from the Flair Celebration edition from 2009. Now where to put her? Okay, if I switch around these pieces. I can't see that tiny box now, so swap that for Chantal. And yeah, Freya can go there. And put the little box on top of the bigger one. Okay, so now Ginger has a space in her own shop. I think children will be the main customers here, despite the fact that I would love to shop here as an adult. But first customer is Antonia Beagle in the traditional girl style dress. She can be reaching out to look at the Freya figurine. And then for more customers, here are 2 members of the Bubblebrook elephant family, Sister Miriam and Baby Hilton. If I bend Hilton's legs, he can be looking at the colouring book. Oops, not quite bent them enough to balance. There. And maybe Miriam is talking to Ginger about what she wants to buy. She needs to balance too. And actually she can be pointing to one of the doll's houses she likes. And I think that is done. This is a really lovely shop building and quintessentially Sylvanian families. I think it's nice to have a mixture of boxes and figures alongside the dolls' houses. It looks like a more realistic shop that way. Of course, I would have preferred it if this was a complete brand new set, or the pink Japanese version I showed at the start, but those can get quite expensive, so I'm happy with this one. So that is everything I have for you today. Do you own this shop, or would you like to? Or do you also have any Sylvanians for Sylvanians? Let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching to the end of this video, I really appreciate it. If you like Sylvanian Families content, then consider subscribing to my channel, as I post unboxings, news and setup videos.